It's Monday, November 7th, 2016. This is PSN News. Tomorrow, Americans take to the polls for one of the most memorable elections in history. We'll be taking a look at how this is affecting Penn State.
We'll also be bringing you the latest on the Sandusky trial. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Cherish Fong.
And I'm Backus.
Let the countdown begin. This Wednesday, November 9th, marks the start of 100 days until Thon. Students can be seen all over campus sporting their official shirt in celebration of the upcoming dance marathon that raises money to help fight pediatric cancer. There will be live music, speakers, and performances, including last year's line dance taking place in the Hub, so be sure to stop by. In past years, many celebrated by participating in a silent rave held on Old Main Lawn and ended the festivities with a group photo. The next event will be the Family Carnival being held on December 4th.
A woman is safe tonight after being abducted by a middle-aged man between midnight and 1 a.m. on Sunday. State College police report that a heavy-set white male allegedly drove to the woman at the corner of East Nittany Avenue and Locust Lane and grabbed her. He then threw her into the back of his silver Chrysler minivan. After he drove 10 to 15 minutes out of town, the woman managed to escape the van and flagged down an Uber for a ride back to State College. According to police, the suspect is described as looking between 55 to 60 years old, with shoulder-length white and gray hair and short cropped beard. He is said to be between 6'2" and 6'6" tall, wearing a blue and white baseball cap with a light blue sweatshirt. If you have any information regarding this incident, please contact State College Police at 814-234-7150.
Aftermath of the 2011 Sandusky scandal is still underway as Penn State is now facing a record-breaking fine. According to the Daily Collegian, the U.S. Department of Education released a report on Thursday looking to charge Penn State with a $2.4 million fine. This fine was imposed due to the university's failure to abide by the Jean Cleary Disclosure of Campus Security Policy and Campus Crime Statistics Act. The investigation focused on the way Penn State handled the claims of abuse relating to Sandusky from years 1998 all the way to 2011. The U.S. Department of Education stated the penalty includes 11 findings of noncompliance relating to the Sandusky scandal. Penn State issued a statement later that afternoon addressing the incident and noting the improvements the university has made since the misconduct.
Well, the Sandusky scandal is still making headlines as the man known as Victim 2 testified in court on Friday. Victim 2 stated that he was indeed sexually assaulted by Sandusky. In a previous interview, he confirmed that the act took place in the Lash Building shower back in 2001. According to the Daily Collegian, Sandusky's lawyer, Alexander Lindsay, constantly questioned Victim 2 during the hearing. Lindsay continued to bring up how Victim 2 has changed his story over the years, as he stated that he was not sexually assaulted by Sandusky in years prior to the current hearing. Victim 2 acknowledged those findings, but noted that he did not tell the truth back then. According to the Daily Collegian, the prosecution did not address any specific inquiries of when, where, how, or by whom relating to the sexual abuse of Victim 2. Judge John Cleland has not yet reached a verdict on whether or not Sandusky will receive a new trial.
Coming up next, Alyssa Devine and Dylan Huberman will bring you the latest sports news. Stay tuned.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Alyssa Devine.
And I'm Dylan Huberman. We're here with your PSN News Sports Update.
Penn State football was too strong for Iowa this past Saturday night. The Nittany Lions came out on top with a dominating 41-14 win over the Hawkeyes. Penn State steamrolled Iowa with 599 total yards of offense, 359 of those yards coming on the ground. Quarterback Trace McSorley had another successful night, throwing for 240 yards and productively keeping the ball to run on the read option. Barkley had 167 yards on the night, which pushed him past 1,000 yards for the season. Barkley is also now in the mix of this year's Heisman watch. Penn State jumped to number 12 in the latest AP Top 25 poll yesterday and has a good chance of breaking the top 10 in the college football playoff rankings coming out on Tuesday.
The Penn State men's basketball team defeated Lock Haven 91-65 in their final preseason exhibition matchup this past Friday. Josh Reeves, Mike Watkins, and top recruit Tony Carr each put up 15 points for Penn State in the contest. Lamar Stevens added a double-double with 14 points and 12 boards. The Nittany Lions now get to open their season on a high note after the commanding victory this Friday against Albany in Happy Valley.
The Steelers, who are now 4-4 on the season, couldn't generate enough offense to come out on top over the Baltimore Ravens. The struggling Steelers are now riding 3 straight losses after the 21-14 loss to Baltimore. Pittsburgh was not able to generate a pass rush or cover consistently on Sunday. Ben Roethlisberger had a disappointing return, only putting up 14 points through 4 quarters and completing only 50% of his passes. The Steelers did not hit the 100-yard mark until late in the fourth, and their 66 yards was the lowest halftime total with Roethlisberger starting since 2009. The 4-4 Ravens did have a top 5 rushing defense coming into Sunday and held Le'Veon Bell to only 32 yards.
The Chicago Cubs ended their 108-year World Series drought when they finished off the Cleveland Indians in 7 games last Wednesday. The Indians had a 3-1 lead in the series, but the Cubs won 3 straight, including 2 in Cleveland. Ben Zobrist, who was named the World Series MVP, knocked in the go-ahead run in the top of the 10th inning to lock up Game 7 for the Cubbies. Cleveland's Rajai Davis had 3 RBIs, including a 2-run homer in the 8th, but the Tribe couldn't hit when it mattered most. As a result, the Indians, who haven't tasted victory at the Fall Classic since 1948, now have the longest active World Series drought in baseball at 68 years.
That's your PSN News Sports Update. Don't go anywhere. We'll have your state college weather forecast after the break.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Another gorgeous view of Happy Valley right now. Not much to talk about in terms of weather, although it is very pleasant outside. Right now we're sitting at 59 degrees, and with that calm wind, it certainly feels mild and cool out there. We have a couple of weather headlines. We are tracking rain on the way Tuesday night into Wednesday. We are going to be above average for today, the rest of the day, and into tomorrow. But as we head behind that cold front, we are expecting those temperatures to drop back down, but we will remain dry. So no more wet weather after that. But let me show you what we're experiencing right now. The high pressure system is sitting into our region, and with a clockwise rotation, we are going to be seeing more warmer temperatures, and that also means some clear skies ahead. So by 7 a.m. tomorrow, we are expecting for those polls to open up, a beautiful day to get out there and vote. There is no excuse. If you can vote, certainly get out there and do so, because it'll be beautiful. Certainly throughout the rest of the day, we are tracking those showers just to the west of us. But if you notice, just after the polls close around 8 o'clock, we just see a couple of clouds into the region, so it won't be raining just yet, so you have a beautiful day to get out there and do your civic duty. But after that, we do expect that cold front to push through, bringing with it those showers, and that will be overnight, so while you're sleeping. But the good news is that it begins to make its way out by morning time the next day, and by Wednesday we're just going to be under cloudy conditions but no more rain. A couple of scattered showers we cannot rule out though. So temperatures right now all across Pennsylvania, we do see just to the east we'll have a lot more cooler temperatures than to the west. 68 in Pittsburgh right now, but it is only 56 in Philadelphia. So we expect those warmer temperatures to continue to move east as the day goes on and also into tomorrow. But your forecast for tonight, we're dipping down to 35 degrees. That is normal for this time of year, but then what's not so normal is how high we're getting for your forecast tomorrow. So heading out to the pools, beautiful day, mostly sunny skies, a high of 66 tomorrow. But let me take you in further into the forecast. We do see that we are tracking that rain again, as I mentioned on Wednesday, but things do clear out and start to dip in temperature after we pass that cold front. So behind the cold front, again, after Wednesday, the temperatures start to dip back down for a cool rest of your day.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Tomorrow marks Election Day, and here at Penn State, students are preparing to vote. The Republican presidential candidate is Donald Trump, while the Democratic candidate is Hillary Clinton. Penn State has encouraged all eligible students to vote. To do so, students must be registered and have a valid photo ID. With such a heated election, tensions are on the rise between Penn State Bull Moose Party and the Students for Hillary Club. The two clubs clashed during a heated debate on Thursday, hosted by the Penn State International Affairs and Debate Association. Some of the topics discussed were immigration, tensions between Iraq and Syria, and each candidate's affiliation with Russia. When the debate ended, each candidate both shook hands.
After reopening the Hillary Clinton email case just over a week ago and examining newly revealed emails, FBI Director James Comey said on Sunday that the Bureau will not change the conclusion it made in July. The new emails were found on former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop in an unrelated investigation. Investigators discovered Weiner's ex-wife and Clinton's closest aide, Huma Abedin, used the same laptop to send emails to Clinton while she was Secretary of State. The FBI concluded that the emails were found on Weiner's laptop were either duplicates or not related to government business. Clinton has not yet made a comment.
Students at Benjamin Franklin Elementary School in New York are anxiously waiting to see if they once again predicted the correct winner of the election. For the past 48 years, the school has never been wrong. For months, the students have been learning about the candidates as only Candidate A and Candidate B. Instead of voting based on personalities or appearances, the students were taught about the issues at hand. After being told the name of who they sided with in class, students casted their votes for either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton last week for their mock election. Clinton won with 52% of the votes compared to Trump, who finished with 43% of the votes. Now, all that's left to do is wait for the country's results.
Both candidates are on the road today for a frantic last day of campaigning. With mere hours left to sway voters in their direction, Clinton and Trump are both visiting battleground states. Trump is making stops in Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Michigan today to gain more support. Clinton will be stopping in Pennsylvania's two largest cities, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. She'll also be visiting Michigan and North Carolina as well. The polls between the candidates are close and vary across the media spectrum. Millions of Americans will head out tomorrow to close out this eventful election season. And that's all for tonight on PSN News. Don't forget to cast your vote for president tomorrow.
And hey, be sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News. Thank you for joining us tonight.